Hi everybody. In this short module we are going to speak about 20-80 principle. To help each other to work smartly. Steve Jobs said, different thinking creates different result.
For anything we should know more about the history and background of the Pareto principle. Pareto principle is commonly known as 20-80. Vilfredo Pareto, 1848-1923, is the founder of 20-80 principle. He was a pioneer Italian economist. He found that 80% of Italy land belongs to 20% of the population. The other important aspect of this rule was when he observed that 20% of his farm produces 80% of the products. So he developed this principle with more research and observation, and this is widely applicable to other situations as well.
What does 20-80 mean? 20% of our activities delivers 80% of results. In other words, 80% of the outcomes, results, comes from the 20% of inputs. It conveys that minority of results comes from majority of the causes. On the other hand, majority of result come from minority of causes. Many time you can observe this rule as 10/90 or 30/70 as well, although the concept remains the same. This rule makes us understand that we achieve the majority of the results by using minority of resources, activities, and majority of our resources, activities, capabilities, potential used for minimum productive results, outcome. How to think like Pareto. Different thinking creates different results. The Pareto principle of 20-80 thinking tells us that the top 20% of anything delivers 80% of the result. So it is recommended to look for the 80% of result which you are searching for. In the Pareto principle, the inputs and outputs does not have to add up to exact 100%. The relationship could also be 80/40, 60/20, 90/30, or 100/10. The 80/20 distribution is just the most common one. There's a simple idea behind this: prioritize tasks and let go of perfectionism. This way you can achieve more in less time, with more focused and result-oriented. In fact, the proof of this approach is that the people can become highly successful through innovations. With small changes you can reach to high success. This means that we are only working on the areas that bring the most growth. In this slide we are trying to implement the Pareto principle to figure out which products are generating the highest revenue of Heinz product in the X market. Please note all the numbers are hypothetical and not real. We tried to design this example to make it more real to you. In order to implement the Pareto principle, we will follow the below steps. 1. Sorts the data in descending order. We tried to sort the list of the products as per their revenue. 2. Calculates cumulative total. In this step we cumulate each of the revenue percentage. It means, as an example, the thousands islands bring us 250, we will divide it by 1121, the revenue of it is equal to 22.30%. And the garlic mayonnaise revenue is 200. The cumulative would be 250 plus 200 divided by 1121, equal to 40.14%. We will continue it till the end that we reach to 100%. Then we should demonstrate it on a bar chart. The third step is to filter out all the data that is below the threshold. Here is 80%, as we want to show the 80% of revenue as belongs to 20% of sold products. Regarding the last slide, after listing down the revenue from each product and calculating the cumulative of them, we should demonstrate them in a proper bar chart. The chart is illustrating the revenue of each product, as one axis on the right hand shows revenue and the other axis on the left hand shows cumulative data. Moreover, we can see the bars are showing the revenue of each product and the red line is demonstrating the cumulative percentage data of revenue of each product. What we should do is only trace the 80% from the red line, and we can see the arrow is showing fiery chili, so we can analyze in this way that 80% of the revenue belongs to the products includes of Thousands Islands, garlic mayonnaise, top-down ketchup, light mayonnaise, classic ketchup, fiery chili. So the company can focus on them more. Although we can't finish the analysis here if we want to be more accurate. We need to check other products as well and the price of each product and the way we do marketing for each and so on. In conclusion, the Pareto principle is not enough for an adequate analysis. We need to do more investigation to decide about the revenue, but it could be a technique to help us to have a quick understanding of the situation. Now the question is the Pareto principle applicable in everything? The answer is yes. The Pareto principle can be applied in all the areas of any organization, such as manufacturing, management, human resources, customer relationship, finance management, or even in our daily life, daily works, time management, and so on. Pareto principle in evaluating the issues. Pareto is not only for prioritizing your works, even it is useful to evaluate your issues as well. The principle says, 20% of issues will create 80% of your problems. And the outcome would be, focus on your issues to not to get trapped into 80% of problem. How to evaluate the 20% of issues? 1. List down the problems. 2. Do the root cause analysis. 3. You will find the mutual causes of the problems. 4. Plan corrective action for the main and impactful causes. Now let's apply the Pareto principle in routine daily works. The principle says, 20% of the time spent in studying, completing work, or household chores should get 80% of the results. You can certainly observe that 20% of your activities in personal, professional life yielding 80% results, output. How to implement the Pareto principle in this case? Ask yourself following questions to assess your to-do list. 1. How urgent is this task? When is the due date? Are any other tasks dependent on this one? Does it require learning something new? 2. Identify the desired result for your task. 3. Find your 20% by identifying the most important parts of the desired result and reducing it to the essentials. 4. Decide on a reasonable time frame to complete your tasks. 5. Eliminate non-essential tasks from your to-do list to free up valuable time to focus on the tasks that matter. Even we can apply the Pareto principle in human resource management. This principle can also help in human resource management to prioritize and reschedule the tasks to make them more efficient, accurate, precise, and result-oriented. The principle says 80% of the productivity of human resource is coming out of 20% of their working hours, activities. Now how to implement the principle in this case? 1. Assign specific assignment, activities to human resource. 2. Identify the expected output via specific criteria. 3. List down the timing, activities of employee. 4. Write down the outcome of the assignment based on criteria. 5. Apply the Pareto principle based on the outcome what you are searching for. In this module we have learned how to implement the Pareto principle in any situation and industry. Meanwhile, we should be aware of the advantages and disadvantages of the techniques which we are implementing. Advantages: increase productivity, improves decision-making, efficient utilization of resources, insightful data. The principle highlights patterns in performance. Disadvantages: oversimplification. Not all scenarios follow the 80-20 distribution. Can lead to neglect. If focus stays solely on the top 20%, may it distract us on rest of the activities and reason which are important. Misinterpretation risks. Incorrect identification of the critical 20% can mislead the focus and defective outcome. Limited flexibility. Real-life situations are often more nuanced than the 80-20 rule implies. Thank you for watching. Hope you have found this short module applicable for your matters. More practice, more control on the technique. Do not hesitate to connect us on www.growatown.com or team@growatown.com for any further inquiries.